Women's rights? Oh, nothing is more important than that. And I employ tens of thousands of women as the CEO of a progressive Fortune 500 company. I mean, women need to have the right to choose. And as many women as possible should choose to spend their 20s, 30s, 40s, maybe to the mid-40s working here. Then we'll get rid of you, okay? And that's called equality. Equality? You know, you talk about that a little bit, you can get away with murder around here. It's about men's productivity, too. If I had to go to the birth of every child, of every woman I knocked up, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to close the Pfizer deal. And those mandates made us billions. There is no right that, when threatened, costs me more money. So let's do some math here. $500, $1,000, gotta pay some travel fees. What, you don't need more than one night of lodging, do you? Yeah, we're gonna say get you back here within 2 days. We could pretty much do as many of these as you need. Do you need more than one a year? Women's rights are about more than women, too. Because we understand that men can get pregnant if that man is still not so they're a man that's pregnant, but they have women's rights also because women's rights apply to all pregnant people, even though some of women's rights apply to pregnant people. Simple. It's not that hard, Matt Walsh. The truth is, the ones who are really uptight about this stuff, they're not doing you at lunch, okay? So those are the ones you want to keep around, those purple-haired ones, you know. So our new maternal leave policy is going to be 3 days for people in Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, and Kentucky. For employees in New York, Connecticut, and California, you will have 6 hours. Please speak to HR if you need any time off. That's our new policy. We're going to fight for women's rights and equality. And the end. Oh man, plus if I had to pay child support, that would have been like half my bonus. I'm serious.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. 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 B-O-O-M-E-R, please, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Jimmy on the
Okie dokie,
beat, boy.
boomer.
Oh. Guess what, everybody? Good to see you. We have technical difficulties out of the gate. And I can't hear Chanda yet. Say hi. Oh, you're all muted. I can't hear you. Okay, let's see if we can get you back.
I don't.
There
Got
you
me
are.
now?
There you are. We hear you. Hi, smile. Now I lost you again.
I don't know what to tell you.
Audio Satan. Now you're back. Audio Satan.
Maybe my solo's going out. I don't know.
Your what?
My solo, my mic, my XLR controller.
Maybe. I doubt it. But it's new.
Well,
so hi,
That's
everybody.
the only thing that could be going on.
Hi, everybody. Yeah. So, Chanda, what do you want to do here? You want to just keep trying to futz with it, or have Al come and take a look for it? What do you want to do?
Okay, you got me?
I've got you.
Okay, I can't hear the clips playing. It's going to be really hard for me to do a show if I can't hear. So we'll try.
Yeah.
But let's say hi to everybody. Hi guys, I can hear myself in my own ear. But
Yeah,
We'll
if
do
you
the
get
show.
that out of
Okay.
your ear, you might be able to hear the show. So anyway, hi, Jilly. Hi, Kate.
Hey, Kate.
President Jesus. Becca C. Good to see you. SFT.
Hey,
Audit Press National Lauders Convention. Is it Lauditors Convention? And Bella Maddie's Mama, Crone of Anarchy.
Hey, Chrome.
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Bummer,
Let's
right?
see.
I'll suck it up.
I think I got everybody. I know you will.
Hey, Crone.
You're always good.
Crone.
You want to call out the rock fan?
The rock fans. Who's got hanging? Hey, Copeland. Copeland's hanging out on the rock fans. Kate. Hey, Kate. I see Roar. You hanging out over there, Oz? Fred Edwards. Hey, Fred. I hope you got your system back up and running. Hey, Ronnie. Ronnie Graham. Yeah, it's been a week of tech, isn't it? Is it something in the stars? Like I've been fighting tech all week.
Yeah, it's tech. Audio is Satan, so as usual. So we're gonna push through here as best we can. And if I was there, I'd be monkeying with your sound, but I've only got 7 arms and no brain. So
Right.
Hi, Ronnie Graham. What's up, Ronnie? Hello there, Ronnie.
Let me see if I can get to the slide deck. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
So
I know it's my brain's fried. I've got a headache. It's hot. How are you guys hanging in there? This week just seems like it whooped my butt.
yeah, it did. It did. It's this last couple of weeks has been fun. All right. Let me see. Can you hear? Is that any better? Can you hear anything else? Possibly. No.
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 We'll see. We'll see when we get to a video clip.
Okay.
I mean, I can hear you, and I hear my own air conditioner blowing through my mic and coming
that's
through my
the
ears.
problem.
But
That yeah, you're pulling in the wrong audio source. So
I know,
into your
and I
ear.
don't-
So that's where
it's
you
got
need-
to be my line in, and I don't know why it changed. So I'll mess with it after the show. Hopefully, we can do the show. If I can hear it, I will comment on it.
Are you good at reading lips?
I am good at reading lips, actually. So let's do this.
Let's do some reading lips. Okay. What you got here, Shanda?
Someone asked where I see me and my friends in 5 years. So you look close. Look close.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, no, look close at the pictures. I refaced this one.
Oh, is that Pasta?
That's pasta. Yeah.
Oh my God, Pasta! He looks good with that clipped hair there. Look
Right,
at all- yeah,
right.
look
That
at
was,
all-
yeah, that was the
that looks good.
Red Dawn, right?
Yeah, Red Dawn. That's where I hope we're not at Red Dawn stage. It's like
Right.
whatever.
Well, if some people get their way, that's where we'll be.
Oh my God, yeah.
My
Pelosi,
God.
Pelosi and Del Benny from Washington State. I
Ugh.
take no responsibility for Susan Del Benny, by the way, guys. She is her own entity.
We don't claim her, man. We don't know. She probably doesn't even live in the state. We know that most of these bigwigs don't even live in their district.
No, she gives lip service to our state. I hope everybody's doing okay tonight. Our friend Jack's Page Dirtbag Leftist wanted to point out that Chick-fil-A has an employee that works 6 days a week at age 99. What a thing to be proud of. Work until you're 99 at Chick-fil-A isn't something to strive for, and it isn't a feel-good story. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't believe this even needs to be said. This is pure propaganda, and it just very may.
It is. Go to work. Be
Yeah. Work till you die.
Work till you
Grow
die.
well
You know,
and live. Have that or.
my daughter works at the dollar store, and I'm very proud of her. She's come a long, long way in the last few years. You remember the hell I was going through with her. And I went in there the other day to pick up a few things for the garage sale we're going to have. And it was 85 degrees in there, and it was only a 70-degree day. And she told me it was hot in there and the air conditioner was broke. I can't imagine what it's like in there on a hot, hot day. And I just sent her a message. I said, hey, just stop by your store. You weren't there, but I'm sorry that I brought you into this world to be a slave. To be mistreated, it's just like they don't care about their workers.
No,
especially at a place like dollar store,
No, it's
which isn't even dollar anymore, might I add. It's a $1.25 store, which gets annoying fast.
just be happy you have a job. That's
Right. Be
all there's
thankful.
to-
Be thankful for what we've given you.
Yeah, for the crumbs we toss at you over our shoulder.
Yeah.
Here's some cool news here. Thousands of Pennsylvania Democrats are leaving for the Republican Party. No one seems sure why. Yeah, Pennsylvania Democrats switched his party after 34 years. His party abandoned its voters during pandemic. I would say that's kind of accurate. What do you think, Shanda? You got anything to say about that one?
Very accurate.
Yeah.
You know what I've had a very active outside activist life up until 2 years ago. And then I sat down and started doing this, and this morphed and became kind of my meta life. And now my outside life has started back up because everybody's has, right? It seems kind of weird to be back in, the grind of things. And yesterday I chaired my first independent thinker activist meeting, and when I say this was the diverse meeting and what we've strived for a long time, I had Republicans on this side, I had Democrats and former Democrats, I had progressives, I had a libertarian. It was just, and we had a good almost 3 hour talk. Everybody got to put whatever they wanted on the agenda and talk about this. And there was many times where I saw one side winch and go, like, and trying to bring everybody together on the reality of our elections and our climate, and instead of the narratives and the key phrases that they've been fed by mainstream media, and what the truth truly is. Like when I brought up Julian Assange, I saw a lot of the Republicans lynching, and of course I had to throw Tucker back in their face. Like, well, we had to send Jimmy Dore to freaking clear that up with Tucker, but Tucker, so just it's weird, but it was gratifying, because I sat there at one point and they were talking about a freedom alliance on the right, and the left was like, wait, explain this. What are you talking about? And they did. And they articulated their points and how they say it helps the everyday people and it keeps our government in check. And I saw the left get it. And they were thankful, like, thank you for explaining it like that. And now I understand it. And it felt like it was a victory. I was just like, yeah, that's what I'm here for. Like, this is true nonpartisan unity of the people coming together and going, okay, what topics can we come together on, and what actions can we do for those topics, was basically the whole point. And we all left there feeling good. We all decided to grill the candidates. So we're going to hold the candidate forum for, our local, like LD level and county commissioner, the people we can actually grill to their face. Right. And we're going to go from there. But I feel like it's a start.
Yeah, no, that is a good start. It's amazing what happens when you talk to the other side of an ideology or political issue.
Right.
I mean, that's the only way that you can build conformity or consensus on these things. So, hey, more power to you for doing that. I don't know. I don't know anymore. If we don't start talking to each other across party lines, across societal lines, we're going to just get to where we're going a little faster. It isn't going to be so much fun.
Right.
Speaker Pelosi at a Tokyo press conference, if we do not speak out for human rights in China because of commercial interests, we lose moral authority to speak out on human rights any place in the world. What in the actual hell is she talking about? We are the worst violators of human rights next to the worst of them, I think. So what the hell? Yeah.
Hypocrisy of the left. It's constant.
It's incredible. They're using the human rights things, the human rights abuses. Have they ever heard of somebody named Julian Assange?
Well, there's always intersection with their hypocrisy, but they never see it. Right?
Okay, I was just wondering. To it. Julian Assange, Bradley Manning, people like that. Eric Snowden, I mean, it's just, have they ever heard of Israel and Palestine?
Right.
What the hell is she talking about? I think she's on some weird kind of meds these weeks.
Well, she's in the bottle half the day, right?
Oh yeah, the house drinker does it again.
They even called her house drinker in Taiwan, I heard.
Yeah, and there was even
a
spokesperson for Russia, said these are sobering revelations or something like that, and I think that was a backhanded slap at her. So.
Yeah, right.
What you've been following Alex Jones this week. What's going on with old Alex? Is he finally?
Alex has had a rough week. I can tell you, it's much rougher than what we had. So of course, on Thursday he was sentenced to like 4.5 mil that he had to pay, and then the next day they hit him with punitives for 45.2 mil. So all in all, he's at almost 50 million, or that he's got to pay, but it'll cap. There's a cap. Every state has a cap, right? Just like Amber Heard's not going to pay all that. The cap is like
750,000.
No, it's like 15.3 million or something like that.
Oh, the overall cap.
Right. So basically, this was sending a message. This is the way I look at it. Like, this is sending a message. If you want to have salacious claims like what he had, then we'll spank you. Just, So a lot of people say this is a freedom of speech case. A lot of people say it's not, but ultimately, his own attorneys are what screwed him. So it says Brooks Brothers suit and shirt, $2,000, high price lawyer, $30 or $3,000 per hour. That look on your face when you find out your incompetent attorney sent all of your emails to the plaintiff's attorney, which proved You are in contempt of perjury. Priceless. And this is what happened. They had their, as Jones said, oh, this is your Perry Mason moment. But I got to ask, now I've watched 2 of these big, huge First Amendment style cases, defamation. We watched the whole Amber Heard one, and now we've watched this one. And in both cases, these high priced attorneys accidentally turned over all of their emails when they did, all of their text message when they didn't have to. All of Johnny Depp's text messages for like 10 years or some shit got turned over to Amber's team. And on this one, Jones's attorneys turned over all of his, which incriminated him. But they didn't have to turn those over. Why they did, and even he was like, I don't know why your stupid attorney sent us all of these, but I've been sitting on them. We got you. Like, so yeah, my question is, why are these high-powered attorneys just screwing up and giving people's taxes out?
Yeah, did he get his attorney at Big Lots, or did the attorney get a speaker from Big Lots? It's a double.
I know you can finance just about everything at Big Lots, but I've never heard of financing an attorney.
Well, let's set the record straight on one thing anyway. Alex Jones's net worth is what, 250 million, 240
270 million is
270.
what they're saying.
Yeah. So,
and he made 800K in one day from the claims that they're.
I'm heartbroken. He's going to lose what, 1/5 of his net worth.
Oh, John, this is a big boy, and yeah, it is what it is. But come on, I'm sure he's got some money stashed away. He's okay.
Well,
I'm not. My heart's not gonna. I mean, I cry because it's a First Amendment case, and this is just another way to shut us down, right? Because any claim can
really
be called
is. Anybody paying
now.
attention to this, the horrific things that Mogwai said were horrific, and I think that I've got mixed feelings on this, but overall, they're going to weaponize it like they weaponized everything else.
Right, and that judge was so biased.
Alex Jones and Donald Trump. You know, when they pull these guys off of Twitter or whatever platforms they pull them off of, they're coming for us. So just remember that, everybody, when you cheer that Alex Jones got fined for saying horrendous things and giving parents PTSD and ruining their emotional stability for the rest of their life, on top of the fact they lost their children the way they did.
Right.
You never
and he even admits it wasn't, that's not what he was saying. And, you know, I don't want to hit trigger words in here, but, you know.
Yeah. So we're not defending Alex Jones.
No, I'm not defending Alex Jones. And he never calls out Israel. And I always say why. But other than that, I see him right on a lot of things. And I just got to say, he said that Hillary Clinton smelled like cabbage and sulfur farts. He's probably right, but I don't see the Clintons suing him.
Pete Buttigieg smell like cabbage and sulfur.
Well, apparently they all do. It's a new sin.
So they eat at the same Basque restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I got a short one in here from JP. He ended up getting the definition of recession from the proper source. So
not the White House?
No, it's one of our four-legged friends. Check it out.
I've been traveling around the world trying to find some answers, so I'm wondering if you can tell me, what is a recession? Well, in my country, some people seem to not know what a recession is. They've even tried changing the definition of the word. Yeah, I know that, but they don't seem to know that for some reason. No, there are elected leaders. What would you call someone who's in a recession but claims to not know what a recession is? That makes sense. Thank you for sitting down with me, Congressman. Of course, I'm happy to. With the times that we're living in and the apparent confusion surrounding what it is, I'm wondering if you can tell me, what is a recession? Okay, I don't like where this is going, but I'm just asking if you can tell me what a recession is. I think we're done here.
Yeah, the interview's over. The congressman's got a very busy schedule. He's got to head off to a meeting.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, do you know what a recession is? Yeah, it's 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. Now go get me some goat feed. Okay, buddy. I'm on my way.
I think JP got the right source on that. What do you guys think?
I wouldn't know because I didn't hear it at all. And
Ask the goat, man.
You're,
The goat.
you're going to have to tell me what these are about.
The goat's the one that did it. If you want to, I don't know how we're just gonna have to stumble through it. Let's see what we got here. You brought this.
I did. Oklahoma going to Kansas for abortions. Kansas going to Oklahoma for weed.
Oh,
That's the hypocrisy we live in.
they're going to be playing the shell game with us forever now. So I think that's going to be fun. I've got a little short ditty here from Chris Hedges. I thought it was very profound, if not accurate as hell. Let's give it a shot.
Powell laid out a blueprint that essentially was followed, and it called on the business interests in corporate America to use its significant financial resources to essentially buy off institutions, the press, academia, to marginalize anti-capitalist critics. Remember, if you went back to the 60s or the early 70s, you could watch major American intellectuals and dissidents from Malcolm X to Howard Zinn, Gore Vidal, Noam Chomsky. All of these people were given space on public television, something that doesn't happen anymore at all, in large part because public television's budget was reduced. The government infusion of money, and it's so reliant on corporate donors. One of the biggest donors was the Koch brothers for many years, that it essentially neutralized those critics.
Welcome back, Chanda.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a bubble right here because I can't hear anything, and I'm trying to get my mic to cut.
Yeah, we'll keep trying in between videos if you would.
I love Chris. I'm sure that what was he talking about?
Well, he was talking about the corporate overlords on everything. Speaking of overlords, Andrew Yang got up the other morning and he wanted to promote his shop for Forward Party. So it's all about the stuff. Andrew Yang, do I wake up at Forward Party? Yes, I do, and so can you. Shopforwardparty.com. I really don't think that's a good look. I prefer the Fredericks ad myself, but that's just my personal taste. What's your feeling on that, Chanda?
This from a guy who put a pie in a freaking. Do you remember that when he was out on the campaign trail when he was running for president, and he did this video that was very sexual, it seemed like, and he was like shoving pies into women's faces or something.
I don't remember that.
Something weird about that. Yeah, he's got some serious problems, and the fact that he's an Obama leftover butt kiss, like, no. I wouldn't be surprised if Obama's behind him pulling the strings, like the Dems suck so bad, let's start our own party.
Well,
you lead it.
Yeah, it's just like getting Bernie to be the shepherd for all the people by saying the right thing and not doing what he talked about. So once again, I believe Yang. I had high hopes because some of our sisters and brothers out there, some high-profile people, Jesse Ventura's on there. It's a board of. It's like their feedback board or something. Kim Iverson's on there and everything. I hope those who are on that call bullshit on this, because if you're running to get a party started, don't be selling garbage. Sell policy. And I haven't seen any real policy
his policy's UBI, right? That's been his big fight, is everybody needs UBI. But here's the thing, careful what you ask for. And I used to be a major supporter of UBI, and then I went and actually researched it and talked to a couple of groups, and we want all these things from the government. They're going to give it to us, but they're going to give it to us with stipulations, meaning they will control every movement, and they can take it away, right? So I think that there's bigger conversations and all of this to be had when we're asking for these things. We're just saying, gimme, 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 and we're not going through the minutia of how they could overreach and how they, give the contracts out to their buddies. There's so many different things that are wrong with the stuff that we ask for. And
well,
I don't think UBI is the answer. I think a federal jobs program would work a hell of a lot better.
Well, Kim Iverson gave a good, and it just so happens she was on Sabrina Salvati's stream the other day. Hi, Eric. I see you in there.
Eric says Yang's not even pushing UBI anymore. Yeah, I haven't heard him say anything about it since like 2020, right?
Yeah, well, Kim Iverson gave a good explanation of what the intent I think it's intent. What the Forward Party was, it was supposed to be some kind of umbrella that people of different
Like the People's
ideologies
Party?
can come
Yeah.
in there and have the benefit. It smacks of Justice Democrats to me in many ways.
Progressive Independent Party. We've
Progressive
had a ton of them.
all
Yeah.
those, and I'm really nervous about any of them as far as going forward. I mean, the ideas are great, but after
Yeah.
you've been shepherded for a 2016 election and a 2020 election by Bernie Sanders, somebody like Andrew Yang coming along, I'm really not that much interested in, dealing with it. But I wanted to hear them out. As a matter of fact, I wanted to get involved with them just so I could keep an eye and see what's going on. But again,
Good looking out.
I don't know. But don't sell crap with your stickers and your thing. That's your mark.
Looks well made. That looks well made, I gotta say.
Is he like marketing department guy, or is he the face of the Forward Party? That's my big
Oh,
question.
he's a young entrepreneur.
Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
he
Well,
head of
I'm
entrepreneur?
glad
for
he's had
Obama?
success. Maybe I should do some research on him and check his website to see his origins and where he's coming from and everybody else. I don't want to, speak out of turn. Roger Waters. I picked this up.
This was great. I did see this. So
you
even
did
though I
see
can't
this.
hear it, I did watch
Yeah,
it.
well, I'm gonna
yeah, he just slays him every time.
I'm going to see if I can get you to hear it. My thing is, I'm worried about a cascading echo, but I'm going to try it. If this echoes, everybody, please let me know as soon as you hear it echoing, because I really want Chanda to be able to hear these videos. So Roger Waters schools the CNN guy on a couple of points, and I agree with Roger Waters a lot, and sometimes I don't. So let's give it a whirl and see what he sounds like, and you guys can be the judge.
Hey, Chris.
Well, he's fueling the fire in the Ukraine for a start. That is a huge crime. Why won't the United States of America encourage Zelensky, the president, to negotiate, obviating the need for this horrendous war that's killing?
You're blaming.
We don't know how many Ukrainians.
But you're blaming the
and
party
Russians.
that got invaded. Come on, you've got it reversed.
Well, that's you know, any war. When did it start? What you need to do is look at the history, and you can say, well, it started on this day. You could say it started in 2008. Okay, it's basic. This war is basically about the action and reaction of NATO pushing right up to the Russian border, which they promised they wouldn't do when Gorbachev negotiated the withdrawal of the USSR from the whole of Eastern Europe.
When you say this, then I have to say, what about our role as liberators? You of all people.
You have no role as liberators.
World
What are you
War
talking?
II? World War II?
You got into World
lost
War
your
II because
father. Come
it's
on.
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor. You were completely isolationist until that sad, that devastating,
I would argue
awful
we were
day
always going to
in
get in, and that
1941.
pushed us in. But thank God the United States got in, right? You
Well,
lost your father in World War II. Thank God
Well,
the
yeah,
United
thank
States.
God, but
right?
thank God the Russians had already won the bloody war almost by then. Don't forget, 23 million Russians died protecting you and me from the Nazi menace.
Hey, and you would think the Russians would have learned their lesson from war and wouldn't have invaded Ukraine.
Well, you,
Fair?
with all your reading, I would suggest to you, Michael, that you go away and read a bit more and then try and figure out what the United States would do if the Chinese were putting nuclear-armed missiles into Mexico and Canada.
The Chinese are too busy encircling Taiwan as we speak. Okay?
They're not encircling Taiwan. Taiwan is part of China, and that's been absolutely accepted by the whole of the international community since 1948. And if you don't know that, you're not reading enough. Go and read about it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know if Chanda can hear me. Can you hear me, Chanda? She's going to work on it for a second. Audio is Satan. Oh, we already had Andrew here. We're going to put Julian up. So there's Julian. Can you hear us now? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I wish we'd checked that before. I just assumed. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even think about it. And you brought this. Yeah. Try it now. Try it now.
Am I muted?
No, you're not muted now. It was me. It was yellow for some reason. I don't know why I
Okay.
dropped you off.
So please write Julian Assange. Please, please, please.
Yes.
I'm sure it makes his day to get a letter.
Yes.
Yes. The tech man.
We
Okay.
love audio. We love it. We love it. Eric loves it too. He was telling how much he loved audio in one of the streams the other day. So, side chat. What do we have here? What is some guys on the couch here? Or
Okay, so just wait for it on this one. This is Inside Edition, but wait for it. At the very end, you'll see why I brought it.
Okay.
This fella's being called the chillest dude in America. His ceiling literally collapsed on top of him, and he just sat there in his chair watching TV.
He just
So
sat
what
there.
was he watching?
Watch out! Out of nowhere, the ceiling collapses right onto a guy watching TV in his living room. So what does he do? Not a thing. He just lies there on his easy chair, clearing the debris from his eyes so he can still watch TV. I'm glad to see you're in one piece. Did you get hurt from this? How are you?
I'm all right, and no, I didn't get hurt at all.
Robert Gongora just might be the chillest dude out there. His girlfriend, Kimberly Crane, was folding laundry when it happened. Is that classic Robert?
It is. You never really know if he's excited.
Robert told us a leaky air conditioning system was to blame. It was all captured on his pet cam. His bulldog, Chuck, apparently had a sense that trouble was coming. He got out of there without so much as a bark to warn his best friend. So there sat Robert for 1 full minute. Robert eventually does stand and shakes off all that sheetrock. So what was so riveting on TV that he kept on watching even after the ceiling caved in on him? It was, of all things, CNN.
I was getting ready to listen to a topic that was fixing to come up, and so I was kind of laid back and just waiting.
That was
CNN. He sat there with
for
all that
CNN,
sheetrock
that's a
on it
dedicated,
for CNN.
That's a dedicated watcher. I personally think if it fell on me like that and I was still alive and it wasn't some anvil from the next floor up, I'd be happy I was still breathing. So,
Well, yeah.
Once
Older
again.
house, asbestos, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, God, that's toxic bomb there.
But that just shows the kind of mentality of the CNN viewer, right?
Yeah, either that or he knows what we're in store for. What do you got here? You brought a kitty cat.
Well, you brought this. So you dropped the first one on, and I countered you. So it says, so a burglar broke into my house, and I put the red dot on his chest and let the cat did the rest. And I said, don't chase the red dot. It's an illusion.
Yeah, that's yeah. I did bring that. That's nice. I made something special for everybody. I got this from what was Turncoat Don Turncoat Don off of Twitter. I just chopped a little segment out of it. I just wanted to credit him for his work, but I just added a little bit to it. So we're going to give it a whirl here, and we'll give it a try.
Maybe.
Right, but then on the Democratic side, you have all this internet censorship. This state of California has 396,000 regulations, which is 100,000 more than any other state. So I don't think either party has a particular stranglehold on freedom. I think they're both weak on this issue.
And this is where I disagree. I do think that the Democrats will go into November as the party of freedom.
I don't know about that. Oh boy.
Do you think the Democrats are going to go into the election in November as a party of freedom?
They sure want to think that they will be.
Talk about cred. They don't have any cred. Rob Reiner was spouting it out again. If you want to eliminate 247 years of democracy and freedom and all this stuff, you just don't vote Republican. That's all. Really, Rob? Really? Show us where we've had freedom abounding in the last just 2 years, not less the last 3 decades. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you, Matt Taibbi, and thank you, Reface.
No, that was a great reface.
Reface, Chanda Oz. We appreciate that. You brought, is this a United spot or what is this?
Yeah, it's a United spot.
United spot. Let's give it a whirl.
Insider trading.
Paul and Nancy Show. So, Nancy, yeah, Paul, you got any of those stock tips? Is that all I'm good for, Paul? Huh? Am I just your little stock tip? No, you're my wife, too. Oh, yeah? Yeah. When's the last time you took me out to dinner, Paul? Huh? Better yet, when's the last time you took me anywhere? I'm sorry, I've just been busy. Yeah, you've been real busy, all right. Spending my stock tip money on hookers and alcohol. I'm just going through a hard time right now. Yeah, you look like you were going through a real hard time when I caught you at the massage parlor at 11 o'clock at night. I was getting my shoulder massaged. That's a funny place to put a shoulder, don't you think? I'm so sorry, Nancy. You're always sorry, Paul. But I mean it this time. You do? I do. Oh, Paul, I can't stay mad at you. So, what about that stock tip? I'll give you my tip after you give me your tip. Can I do it after you get back from Taiwan? But what if I don't make it back, Paul? That's a risk I'm willing to take. Oh, Paul, you're so romantic. Take me, Paul. Take me right now. And you're gonna give me the stock tip? Yes. Now take me. All right.
I know. I'm sorry to gross you guys out.
Touche. Having a little fun there. I picked this up off of Twitter this week. Hello, 911. I asked a man to defend Democrats without mentioning Trump or the Republicans. And this was the result. He had a stroke.
They can't do it. No,
they can't do it. You can't do it. It's crazy. Just anything but Trump. I'm so tired. Even Tom Hartman is Trump.
That's all they do. And it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. I hate to break it to you, because as we get closer to the elections, they've got to ramp up that fear that, oh my God, he might get elected again. But if you're a critical thinker as a Republican, I just think that they can do better than Trump. And I hope that they do.
I don't think Trump's even going to run, but maybe, I guess, whatever.
What does he need? I mean, it's only going to feed his ego. I don't understand. He's got everything that he could have got from it. So
I would think that he just wants some payback for all his assertions.
Right. And he's a bully. He has the 10th grade or 10-year-old bully mentality. And we all know that, the way he talks about himself in this big grandeur, so I could see his cognitive.
Yeah.
He could do it.
Disconnect there of
there is
many proportions. So you brought this.
Let me get there. Let's see. Oh yeah, last year I went on a date with a dude, and when I told him I was reading Animal Farm again, he laughed obnoxiously for an entire minute and said I was too old to read children's books. I think about that a lot. And I wonder if he's still an idiot.
Yes, he's still an idiot. I
like the three faces.
That's okay. Just because
these three faces are great.
They don't mean to be idiots when they're that dumb, do they? Or whatever.
They just don't know, right?
Yeah. I mean, another country that doesn't have a library, third world country, maybe that's what they're from. I found this week, and I wanted to ask Brother Pasta about that. Is that a jumpsuit or is that jammies?
Oh my God! You know what? I think I saw him wearing that one time.
Oh God! Don't let him hear you. He'll
Pasta.
I
thought you hid in the back of your closet.
Yeah, I think they're his jammies. I don't know.
They're his jammies.
God, all in one jammies. You get nightmares and you put zip on the jammies. He's gonna kill me for that one, but that's okay, Pasta. You're a good sport. You brought some Russia news. Right?
Oh yeah, we have to talk about this because everybody's talking about it. Okay, so my partner wears a shirt called Safer Shirts, and the marijuana is safer than. And some old guy walks up to him and it says marijuana is safer than alcohol. And this guy walks up to him in the Safeway and he goes, "Russia wouldn't agree with that." Like what? And you could just tell he heard something on CNN or Fox or MSNBC that pissed him off before he went to the store about Brittany Griner, right? Everybody's up in arms about her getting 9 years for bringing a vape cartridge in Russia or to Russia. And, we haven't talked about this at all. And I think my opinion might just surprise people because, I do Stoner Corner and I am a major advocate for marijuana. And I just want to say if we are trying to get Brittany Griner released over weed, then maybe we should release everyone because of weed. And this is what I've been screaming about for years and years and years. Like the hypocrisy, just the disconnect there between these, we got to get her out of Russia. How dare them? Like, How many people are in your state or in prison right now and have been for years and years over a small amount of marijuana? Are you kidding me? More hypocrisy. I just say, you never watch Locked Up Abroad, and you are a basketball player bringing this shit into another country, especially a country like Russia. You effed up, and you know it.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, it was a spent cartridge that had opioid, or not opioid, but
it had THC in it.
THC
but she's a W. She's a basketball player, and I thought that they got drug tested. I didn't think they were allowed to do that. So
yeah, I don't know. It's a sad situation all the way around. But with the heightened angst that's been shoved at Russia since Russiagate by the Clinton campaign and all the talking heads that they own on mass media, I would imagine Russia's kind of insensitive to anything coming out of the United States, especially being outraged because somebody broke their laws.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they'll just use it. We'll end up doing a prisoner exchange. And, actually, if you're paying attention, there's quite a few other Americans that are locked up abroad in Russia. And some of them are teachers and, so there's other people out there, too. Not, she's getting a lot of recognition because of who she is. So.
I tell you, let's let everybody out with nonviolent drug-related offenses to the level of that, weed. I mean,
how many lives have already been destroyed over the last 50 years, 60 years because of these prison pipelines,
yeah,
so many. An ounce of weed, come on, doing 30 years for an ounce of weed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the factory farm and the prison industrial
complex. Kills them too. My ex, he went to prison for 2 years for a joint in Louisiana, and Louisiana's hard frickin' time in any frickin' prison you're in down there. And he was never the same when he came out.
No,
he died after that.
It's like a war, and then they throw a lot of these prisoners, force them to fight fires. They'll say, we only take volunteers. Well, yeah, maybe, but I think you kind of nod and a wink at them. We'll give you something if you get out there, and so they give them a sandwich an extra sandwich or a ration. I don't know what's going on with that.
Was Harris that was giving them $1 a day last year? Or the year before?
It's even worse. They don't.
Oh, California's on fire again. We haven't talked about it, but we know it.
More people. What did Curtsy Cinema have to Curtsy, isn't it Curtsy Cinema? Curtsy?
This is Good Morning America, and just listen to this crap. Like, the whole world turned on cinema and what she was going to do and what she wants, because what, she wants is everything.
I think they left her and went to Liz Cheney.
That is breaking news overnight from Capitol Hill. Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema announced her support for the Democrats' climate and tax bill, securing a big win for President Biden and his agenda. Senior White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the details. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, this is a big deal for this White House. After a lot of uncertainty this morning, Democrats appear to have the votes to pass their historic climate, tax, and health care package. Arizona Democrats Kyrsten Sinema had kept Washington guessing really for many days, but overnight she announced she is ready to move forward after leaders agreed to scale back some of their tax proposals, dropping a $14 billion tax increase on some wealthy hedge fund managers and tweaking a new minimum tax on corporations that could help some manufacturers. She was also able to secure some more drought funding for her home state. Now, the Senate is expected to be in over the weekend to begin voting on this. You could see final passage early next week. The president stands ready to sign this as soon as possible, but a reminder here of the big picture. This would be the largest investment in fighting climate change in U.S. history. It is expected to help lower healthcare premiums and prescription drug costs, and it would increase, of course, taxes on big corporations and the wealthiest Americans. The president is promising that this will bring down inflation and save you money. Republicans, though, and even some experts dispute that. Michael?
All right, Mary, thank
you. This is never going to go away, can I tell you? The only reason the Dems are passing this is so that way they have, a little arrow in their quiver, because they'll be able to say, oh, look what we passed, right? But look at what they cut out of it, because Sinema wanted out of it, on top of everything else that they cut out of it. All the important things that would help the everyday people, right?
Yeah,
you dare go after the billionaires. You can't tax them. No, they won't reelect me if you tax them, is basically what she had to say about it.
Yeah, it's all crazy train.
Which is code for I am agreeing with you. How are we doing? Oz is trying to bring me in another camera. Maybe I'll be able to hear the videos if we have another camera. in the
Yeah,
room.
let me do that, and you can speak to this next one here.
This
What
next
is this
one.
all about? That'll give me some time.
Oh, okay. So this is memology, and it's Biden's birthday, so I figured we give him a birthday bash.
I
So
thought it was
go ahead.
Obama's birthday, wasn't
That's
it?
what I'm saying. It's Obama's birthday, so go
Oh,
ahead
I
and hit
didn't
play
get it.
on
I'm
this.
slow. I'm old. Here we go. Let's memology us.
The security of the country is at stake.
It's only 39.
We're going to save American families hundreds of dollars a year on paying their energy bills by allowing them to have money to invest, by allowing them to put in new windows and doors and solar panels and the like, and get tax credits for that. Also going to restore some fairness to the tax code by allowing them to have money to invest.
Okay.
Did you hear what he had to say? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I couldn't hear what he had to say, so that's why I asked, did you hear what he had to say?
No, that giving money to the tax code. It's
Oh, no, he goes, yeah, we're going to give you money to invest. If I remember right, yeah. He goes, we're going to make sure you have money to invest. And then he's all thinking about it for a second, like, oh, no, poor people don't invest. Like, yeah, so you're going to get money to invest.
money to invest. That's what we need. That's what we need. More money to invest and tax code, tax breaks.
Tax breaks.
We need those damn tax breaks. So again.
Yeah, Sabby did a segment on what a joke that bill is. I watched it. She did an amazing job, and it is a total freaking joke. And it's just cannon fodder for them. It's so they have something in, as a comeback of what they've actually accomplished. Because come on, let's face it, they haven't accomplished shit that helps the everyday working class. They make sure that they cut out, slice off, and hurt anything that would help us. They make sure it's not attached to any of these damn bills. And then they'll throw us some token crumbs and be like, look what we did for you. And that's what they do every time. So why is this one any different? And I love how it pivoted on Mansion and Cinema again, because, they're the bad guys. Who's going to be the bad guys next time around?
I don't know they're all bad guys.
Right.
Speaking of that, we had Happy Birthday Not with Barack Obama this week. Happy birthday, and this is from Andreas Kep. Happy birthday, Barack Obama, who said of friend George Bush, we are surely a kinder and gentler nation because of you. Over 1 million dead Iraqis would disagree. What do you think about that one, everybody? And then we over on the side, wins the Nobel Peace Prize, proceeds to bomb Libya, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, Somalia, and Yemen. Wow. Happy birthday, not Barack Obama. Not to mention selling out the public in the United States, which Joe Biden is carrying on that wonderful tradition. And I don't see any end to it coming soon. Do you?
Well, have you seen this next interview of Obama? I had to bring it because I think it's very telling as to what's really been going on here.
Let me see if I can get it queued up. Too many mice.
Yeah, we got some bugs tonight, but that's
got
okay
some
because
major
Mercedes is here, and Mercedes, the new studio, is here. That's why we have so many bugs tonight. This is her first spin out. We're taking her out for a rut cruise tonight, and yeah, she's got a few bugs. The radio's not working, but we'll get it working.
So Mercedes is your new machine that's going to allow you to engineer, and it's got the heat to bring the heat, and we're glad it's finally there. We've been waiting 3 weeks for it.
Yeah, a month. We waited a full month for her. She's advanced technology.
Advanced technology. Yeah, she actually cooks for you too, right? Cooks, no dishes yet.
Yep.
Okay.
I just call her Mercy.
See if you can hear this. I'm hoping you can, but I don't know why you would if you do. So let's give
if
it
it works,
a try.
you don't know why it works.
If it works, I wouldn't know why. But let's try it anyway. Here we go.
Nope, I don't hear it.
I know most families are focused on just putting 3 meals on the table, taking care of their kids and paying their bills. Helping you do that is my job. That's a president's job as well.
People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say,
you know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
It's over. We are screwed.
It's not in the Zoom center.
Yes, we are.
So he basically just admits that, you know, he could just have pulled a string and been a puppet, had some, you know, somebody to manipulate, that he could play behind the screens like the Land of Oz. Is that what's going on here? I mean, there's been a lot of speculation into
Well,
that.
when he was at that, it was a petroleum partners big hoorah one time. He was bragging about how he made their oil leases an opportunity for them. So he cleared the way for them to do all that drilling and stuff. I don't quote me, but that was the inference he made. He was quite proud of that. And that's during his presidency when he threw 5 million people out of their homes. So once again,
Yeah, right. And he had to rescue the bankers. He had to, right?
Yeah.
You remember telling us
bail
that?
out the banks, baby. That's what it is. And
I just have to.
And the TPP is last thing trying to go out the door. He tried to pass the modern day NAFTA, and
We stopped that crap, man. We
Yeah,
were
we-
standing there, and I have a picture of me doing that. Like,
yeah,
F you
and we
TPP.
stopped it, and now major parts of that
Oh,
legislation,
we
they've
wove
already
it
done it.
into all their
They've
bills,
already
yeah.
implemented it, so wasn't
have.
too much good. Speaking of representatives that are really kind of shitty, Sabrina Salvati basically, in my opinion, deconstructed Ro Khanna and his nonsense. So I brought a couple of highlights. I know I brought highlights from the same stream last
Burn him
week.
to the ground.
But, you know, this is an encore. This is a different cut. Sabrina knocks it out of the
So
park
smirky.
again. So please
Yeah.
sign up for Sabrina. Let's get her up in the direction of 20,000 plus. I think she might
Oh,
have hit.
yeah.
Eric, are you guys at a 20,000 yet as far as subs? Because she should be up there at 100,000.
She should. I was just gonna say she should be at least 100,000. If she
really
wasn't being
should.
shot up, and she would be
she's-
at 100,000. No
she's
problem.
speaking-
Probably.
She's speaking
probably
on
more than
behalf
that.
of the people, and again, anyway. But without further ado, I've got two clips. This is the first one. Give this a listen and see if you
I won't be able
concur.
to hear it.
But I agree that we need to have more of a focus on working class Americans, on bringing production back, on going to the Midwest and the Black South, and dealing with the consequences of deindustrialization. And that can be a agenda that the Democratic Party corrects on. But I think it is a devastating for this country that Donald Trump was elected over Hillary Clinton. And I was a proud supporter of Bernie Sanders in 2016. I was his co-chair in 2020. But after the primary, I'm proud that I supported Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. I do think that long-term for the party, though, we need to get the progressive policies in our party platform. And we will only do that when we have a progressive really win the party's nomination.
Well, I can tell you as an African American, Barack Obama was not good for us. He militarized the police. Black Lives Matter, Ferguson, happened under his presidency. Obama increased police funding. So you have black neighborhoods that are more so targeted by the police because of Barack Obama. So just because he was the first, black president, that doesn't mean that he was doing the right things. And I have to tell you that when it comes to the Democratic Party, this idea of identity politics, it's not selling well with people. You can't just be the first black this or the first Asian that. You have to actually do something for the people that's going to actually help and transform their lives.
Okay, can you hear me? Chanda, can you hear me? You can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I can hear you.
And you can hear the stream now.
Yes.
And
you can't hear me,
Did
though.
Sabby knock?
Yes.
I hear you. Did Sabby knock it out of the park with that one?
But now I can hear myself.
But Sabby, you heard Sabby, right?
She did. She did.
Okay. She knocked it out of the park. Fantastic job. And
Yes, I did.
I've got one more, and there's a delay, I guess. Okay, I've got one more, a Sabby, and she'll finish that up, and let's move forward and see how we can get through this. And where is it? Oh, no. There it is. There it is. Here we go. Try it again. Sabby, you killed it on this.
Well, I do think President Obama did a lot to help people's lives. I mean, he got the Affordable Care Act. Millions of people didn't have health care insurance. We were in one of the greatest recessions.
I'm back to not being able to hear.
And he rescued us from one of the greatest recessions. He had checks on Wall Street's excesses with Dodd-Frank. Do I think we need more? Of course. I wish we get the $15 minimum wage, Medicare for all. But President Obama made significant progress. And I do think I agree with you that we need a universal message and focusing on policy, but I don't think we can discount the achievement of someone after 250 years of slavery and 100 years of Jim Crow to have the first person of color in the Western world, not just America, and what Barack Obama represented because of his sheer tenacity. I think he is someone worthy of admiration. Of course, I'm biased. I worked in his administration, but I am committed to building on that and building in a very progressive direction with some of the policies that we've discussed.
But Rokana, Barack Obama bailed out Wall Street instead of the American people. I remember 2008 very well, very well. When you had all these banks stealing black people's homes, Barack Obama chose to bail out Wall Street. So
I was against, and then I do have to go after. I know it's a little over 30 minutes, but I want to give you one, just to finish up the conversation. I agree with you that it was a mistake to give those bankers those bonuses, and we should have had policy that was more targeted towards homeowners who were being foreclosed. But people have to be judged, I think, in the context of their times and holistically. And overall, there is no doubt in my mind that President Obama made a contribution to make this a better country, a more inclusive country than not. And the question is, where do we go from here? And I think that is adopting more progressive policy.
We'll have to agree to disagree with that one. But thank you so much.
Honest to God, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard parts of it. I'm back to not being able to hear, but he is so squirmy and slimy, and Sabby did an amazing job of holding on to him and not letting him slip, like keeping him accountable. So great freaking job.
Yeah, that's why I cut it again, because I know we had clips from that same stream last week, but it was so good. He was outmatched and just
he was running.
He was deconstructing. This is why I say, Sabby she's one of the most thoughtful interviewers that we know, along with our friends at the Convo and Misty and Franco and so many others. If I didn't mention you, I apologize. You are too. But to get a politician, and all I'm going to do is credit him as to giving the interview in the first place. She took him down just like that with his bullshit. So
that's her superpower. Her superpower.
Kudos to him for doing that. And but she really showed your true colors there, Ro. And don't even bother running, because I would vote for anybody but you on that ticket, because you're the problem. You are exemplary of the problem that we've had for decades with the Democrat Party. So once again, kudos to
there you go. There's
Sabrina.
The progressives for you. I mean,
Eric,
he was one of the first
Eric,
ones, right?
you got a good partner there you're working with on getting the truth out. Thank you so much, all of you.
Yeah, push ID politics on a black woman. That's just the mentality, and you could see he was caught up too. His eyes were like, okay, how do I slime out of this? How do I squirm out?
Yeah. So and check out Sabby's streams from Friday. Eric T. Red was on there. They had a great talk, and it's nice. And I got to say again, I, being an engineer, appreciate when the host shouts out their engineers and the production people. That's class. And that's respect. And I would just do anything for somebody that does that, like the Convo Couch does with me and so many other people out there. So be kind to your production associates, your people, your engineers. They really do try and do a good job for you. Speaking of talented and doing good work, we have Jamie Coon Music. She did a CCR for us, and here we go.
Nice.
This is a great, great cover. Thank you, Jamie Coon. Pat, the Batman fan, Karaoke Closet, Jamie Coon music. She is got a beautiful voice. Thank you so
Beautiful.
much.
Oh my gosh, she just kills it every time. And we've had requests for CCR. I'm so glad we brought her. Good job. Good choice.
Yeah, yeah, she's just awesome. And please go over to the Karaoke Closet and give them a little love if you can. Say hi. Thank you. We have.
I want to shout out a super chat over here. Hold on real fast.
We love super chats.
We love super chat.
Yeah.
Aspen Falls. Props for fixing sound issues live. Hit that like. Yeah, you guys hit that like. You guys can share too.
We're trying to.
You know,
next
either
week
way,
we'll
I'll
have
make
them all
it
eked
through.
out. We'll have them fixed.
Yeah, we
you know.
will.
It's one challenge a week, it seems. Anyway.
Yes, I'm just happy that she's here. She's up, and we're getting fired up to do everything that we've been planning for and talking about for years. I mean, I started out on a little piece of crap laptop with big old gaming headphones, and now I'm at a full-on studio. So
yes, you are. You're gonna be terrific at engineering. I know it.
I can't wait. I'm a cowgirl that stuff.
Cowgirl that stuff. You brought this, or did I brought this? I think you brought
oh yeah, so this is your best be prepared for an angrier world. Let's see. Company owner didn't pay his driver, so one of the drivers decided to park his truck on top of the owner's Ferrari and left. That's how you fight back.
Yeah, just make sure the owner isn't in the vehicle. We don't want to. We don't want to promote violence.
No, heck no.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, it doesn't look like he drove over the whole thing. He just parked on the hood. Right?
Yeah, that's okay. I've seen farmers do something similar lately. Because,
the farmers,
yeah.
did you watch that video? Did I send it to you? It was a message from the Dutch farmers. It was like 10 minutes long. Go look for it. It's great.
Yeah, they're actually getting out there. It's not just Dutch farmers. It's Italy. It's all over the UK. You know, it's a coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's a coming. What do we have here?
Okay, so have you heard of the Little Pacific Project?
Not another marmot situation.
Okay, so no. I know that it looks like the Hydron, right?
Yeah.
But it's not, it's a tunnel. So we keep talking about Lake Mead and, you know, Lake Powell and all of these reservoirs that are drying up in the Southwest. And how are we going to sustain the millions and millions and millions of people that live in that region, knowing that the water is leaving and that it's not coming back? And I heard of this from a TikTok that I always watch. It's called Gen Xers, and it's this young millennial kid who pesters his dad constantly, who's a Gen Xer, for wisdom, and he'll just like bug him when he's in his garage. And he said, "Dad, do you know what the Little Pacific Project is?" And I was like, "I've never heard of that. What the hell is that?" So I looked it up. So I brought it for you guys. So now you've heard of it too. And they're going to fix Lake Mead, but they have to break it first.
I read about
if they can pass this. If they could pass this, right?
I read about this. They're going to, well, anyway, run the thing. They're going to divert water from the ocean or something. Here we go. Let's give it a whirl.
Water is as essential to human life as the air we breathe, yet now becoming scarce, as evidenced at the drought-stricken Lake Mead in southern Nevada. Currently at less than a third of its capacity, Lake Mead not only provides drinking water for Las Vegas and the surrounding communities, but also electrical power for Nevada, Arizona, and California. Unless corrective action is taken, by the year 2021, Lake Mead's water levels will have reached a point at which Hoover Dam's hydroelectric turbines will be incapable of functioning. Anticipating such an event, a $1.5 billion drain was built in 2010 under the center of Lake Mead to access every drop of remaining water from the lake, ultimately leaving behind only a toxic marshland of rotting ecology and plastic refuse, with no viable future source of water and energy. Barring humanity's departure from planet Earth, there is only one solution to correct this man-made catastrophe and refill Lake Mead. The name of that solution is the Little Pacific Project. The Little Pacific Project is a massive ocean water reservoir that will be built in Death Valley, 75 miles in length between Furnace Creek and Baker, California. The uninhabited terrain will be excavated and dug to a bottom level of 1,000 feet, and then filled with ocean water via a 177-mile subterranean gravity flow aqueduct from the California coast to Furnace Creek, filling what will be known as the Little Pacific Ocean. A pumping station south of Furnace Creek will ferry the water via a second subterranean pipeline, 120 miles in length, to a desalination plant at Overton, Nevada, where the ocean water will be desalted, released into Lake Mead, and returning Lake Mead to its full levels, 1,229 feet, a level not seen since 1983. Wildlife sanctuaries will be established and protected at the northern end of the Little Pacific, and funding for this project will be paid in part by tourism and visitor fees. The majority of the laborers for this project will be provided by select workers drawn from the 2.1 million persons currently residing in state and federal prisons, whom, upon successful completion of the Little Pacific project, will be exonerated of their crimes and released from custody. But the initiating force and primary funding for the Little Pacific project falls to the White House and the leadership of the states of Arizona, California, and Nevada. Only immediate action can prevent this imminent disaster. Unlike the Las Vegas to Los Angeles high-speed rail that was never built, the Little Pacific project must be implemented, for it is truly a matter of life and death. You can help by sharing this video on social media.
Okay, so I'm not muted, am I?
No.
Okay. I hate to get started and then I find out I'm muted. So, I mean, we talk about the Great Salt Lake, right? We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, about how it's drying up. And so they're actually talking a plan very similar to this one for the Great Salt Lake. And I just want to say, with the ingenuity that we are capable of, we should have looked at our infrastructure long before this, and we've got here. But now, I think we have to start thinking big like this if we're going to save anything from the Southwest.
Well, how long is that project supposed to take?
I couldn't hear it, so I don't know. Maybe I can't remember. It was 10 years
I think they're talking 10 years, but I will re-listen to it. They better get on it yesterday.
Well, no, this is just a pipe dream. Our politicians aren't talking about this. There's nobody funding this. This is somebody's grand dream of how we can save the Southwest, but politicians won't touch us with a 10-foot pole. Are you kidding?
Well, then we need to get rid of them. They need to go away.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
man.
that's not going to happen. Just like we're not going to get a universal health care with these politicians in office unless something drastic happens.
Exactly this right here.
Yeah, this is the kind of shit we get, though. And once again, Bernie, I want my money back. I want my money. Where's that Meatloaf song? You ready for radical idea? Here we go. You should not have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to keep a roof over your head. You know what? George Bush called out somebody in one of his speeches early on in his presidency. He said it's uniquely American to have 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs, and that was meant as a compliment.
Uniquely.
And I kind of get this out of Bernie because this is something that's been going on. It's not a radical new idea at all. Bernie, what are you doing, dude? You know?
I literally just want to say, shut the fuck up, Bernie. You've said that every day for years and years and years. And when you had the opportunity to really change it, and you had the people power behind you, you cowered it out and you stole all their fucking money.
Yeah, and we've said it. Sabrina said it. So many other people. Bernie had a huge movement. And
he could have started a third party, and now these third parties will remain a joke by design.
Yeah.
The two-party system will not let a third party rise, but that party could have rose because it had enough people power in it. It's just heart-wrenching when you know what we had and what we lost.
Absolutely.
And we'll never have a movement like we had to take over politics.
Yeah, I would ask that of anybody who is supporting the Forward Party or the MPP with the Brana Party, one.
Yeah.
I would ask them all.
For that one for
I
a
mean,
while.
these questions, because once again, I don't think party politics is going to make it happen sooner, which we need it sooner than an international general strike. That's my opinion.
You know what? So I was looking at my Facebook, and I just got home from Philadelphia at this time 6 years ago because we were there at the DNC convention, and the first thing I post when I get home is calls for general strikes. So I'm just like, well, at least I was smart enough to understand it then, like, why did I forget? It's always been general strikes. That's what it's going to take, and we know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Anna Maris, thank you for the Super Ray. Sorry I'm late. Thank you, Oz. Love the Poppy yoga segments.
So cute.
So needed that today. And, you know, I had this discussion with our friends over at Indie Left and several of our people. And I said, you know, I'm going to just have to start the show with puppies to get everybody feeling comfortable and happy and stuff. I definitely won't start it with controversial topics ever. So I'm done with that kind of stuff.
I don't know. Never say never, right?
No, I can't do that. It's just like it hurts too much. Starting the show, I'll wait till we're deep into the show, and I'll make sure that I cover those topics better. Things are flying all over the place here. Let me see. I think I got this back. Okay, here we are.
Up. Oh, no, not this one.
This is United Spot, right?
Yes, United Spot.
Okay.
It's called No Eyebrows or something eyebrows.
No Eyebrows? It looks like that Michael J. Fox movie, that science fiction movie.
Mars Attacks,
Mars
right?
Attacks, yeah.
Attention, peasant earthlings! We have an important message, so listen up. I'm gonna shut it down, America! No, you're not, Joe. I'm not Joe? No, you're Joe, but you're not gonna shut it down. You totally failed me, Joe. I got this because of you! So you're telling me I failed? Yeah, you failed us, Joe. So now it's up to me to shut it down for you. Yeah, we had to shut it down. What? Hey, Nancy, where'd your eyebrows go? I had them removed. Are eyebrows and leg hair like the same thing? You look fantastic, Nancy. Thanks, your face. It's so smooth. This was my first time getting plastic surgery. I remember my first plastic surgery. Did you? My name wasn't Joe. Your name wasn't Joe? No, I had a different name 47 years ago. You had a different name? Yeah. My mom used to call me my brother's name. I haven't seen your brother for a long time, Joe. Yeah, me neither. I don't know. Peasants of the world. With the help of Dr. Fauci, we have constructed a new way to beat this. Well, if I couldn't beat it, how are you going to beat it? We're going to saran wrap Earth. You're going to do what? We're going to saran wrap Earth. Actually, instead of saran wraps, we need to develop a giant Tupperware container. A giant Tupperware container? Did you say you want a salami sandwich with no onions? If we create a piece of Tupperware large enough to cover the whole planet, we just might beat this thing. You did it! You're a genius! I did it! I finally beat it! Not you, Joe. You didn't do anything. Hey, come on, man! This is what happens when everybody wants to date you! You peasants have eyebrow jokes, huh? Well, starting today, eyebrows are illegal!
You didn't need the audio to laugh at that one, did you, Chanda?
Eyebrows are illegal.
Yeah.
No, it's hilarious.
No, that was great. That was great. That was a good one. Some of them, but anyway, that's
sometimes they're questionable. But the opener that we had was Jeremy Kauffman for U.S. Senate. Now, Jilly sent these to me, and I wanted to bring him. He's a libertarian. And I wanted to just show them to you. I'm not endorsing. I'm just saying check them out. Some of his satire is pretty funny in these. So
he's actually running for office.
Yes.
A comedian is running for office.
Right. I don't know if it's a joke campaign or if it's a real campaign.
I don't know. I take a comedian. I take a comedian over the clowns we've had for the last few presidents. So let's. You
don't find them funny?
Yeah, no, they're not.
Thank God, I'll tell you that. Abortion's now illegal in this country. Hundreds of thousands of people dying without cause. They should be dying for a cause. They should be dying in a great American country, like Israel or Ukraine. We'll establish a new abortion task force. All men, can't trust women on this one. People who are skeptical about stopping abortion say, oh, it's so hard, I'm not be able to do it. Did you pay attention during COVID? Because we learned a lot. Lockdowns, mass testing, daily inspections. If it saves one life, that's the bottom line. We got this, okay? We're great at wars. We've won every war. We won the war in Afghanistan. We won the war on drugs. War on abortion's gonna be easy. It's babies, okay? Would I adopt a baby? No, I got a lot going on with my career. I'd pray for them. Listen, the Bible is very clear. If Jesus was alive, he would enter an AK-47 and would hold it in a pregnant woman's face for 8 months if you needed to, until that woman gave birth. It is disgusting that money is taken from Americans to hurt innocent people. That money could go to the police. If people need abortions, why do police officers' wives never need one? We need to be ready. We need to be mass producing speculums. So if you've got a vagina, once a week testing, you get pregnant, we'll send in Jesus with a shotgun, and we'll make sure that baby gets out of you. Here's some other tools in the toolbox. Red flag laws. We see you posting on social media saying you're unhappy about your baby. Send the FBI in, collect every coat hanger from your house. The right to hang jackets is a human right, but assault coat hangers, metal coat hangers, we need to get these off the streets. Some people say there's not enough police to stop abortion. I say easy, send in the National Guard. Look, abortion is murder. You murder someone, death penalty. I care about life that much. It's called being a small government conservative. Plus, Kitty, if you ever need one, we can just fly to New York.
Jesus.
I'm serious.
Satire.
Jesus, that was terrible. But
Yeah,
it was
that was over the
pretty
top,
right
for sure.
on in many respects. It's terrible that this is what we've devolved to as a country. Thank you, Jilly. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jilly.
Thank you,
Jilly
Jilly.
sent me this next one too. Jilly blew my mind with this. Remember when I made you all watch I Pet Goat 2? That crazy cartoon, and it's like full of Illuminati and satanic symbolism. Remember we watched that cartoon?
Yeah, I remember.
You'll remember
Yeah.
when you watch this. So just look at the comparisons of Angelina Jolie and the little cartoon figure that starred in that little 3-minute cartoon. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm sure it's still up on YouTube. I Pet Goat 2.
All right, here we go. Roller coaster.
Take care.
Look at the symbolism in it.
Tap dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice and creepy, but it was very symbolic in several different ways.
Yeah, I remember I Pet Goat. Yeah, go watch I Pet Goat if you haven't watched it, because the tattoo on the back is what really got me. You can see it behind me. But yes, Angelina has that same exact tattoo on her back. And I Pet Goat's been out for many, many years. So, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Very weird.
Let's shift gears here. You know, Chanda, I've been following The Onion probably as long as you have because we share that brain. And I think it's time for The Onion to step aside. They've
been off on a lot of things.
Yeah,
lately.
they've been off.
They caught some wokeism.
Yeah, so what we did was we took their idea and kicked it up a notch. I just want to try this.
Damn.
I just want to try this out on the chat. See if they think there's merit to this. Instead of The Onion, we have the Yum Yum, America's finest news source, and our first headline is door named new CEO at the Hill. Forces Iverson departure. And what do you think? The Yum Yum? Does that? What do you think, Chanda? Is that any
That's
good?
pretty funny.
Is that
That's
all
pretty
right?
funny.
The Yum
I
Yum?
gotta say, very witty. Very
The
witty.
Yum Yum. Okay.
Yum Yum.
I know it's kind of a cheap play on words, but I figured
Oh.
I'd give it a shot. What does the chat think? Yum Yum? Hi, Vic.
Yum Yum.
Vic.
I'd rather garlic any day over onions. I don't
no
know about
onion,
you.
it's garlic, so I'm not stealing their logo fire. One more quick look. Jimmy Dore named new CEO at the Hill.
I love
Forces
that
Iverson.
laugh on his face.
Oh my God, that's he's got. Look at those teeth, man. That's.
He's laughing at the Democrats, and you know it by the
Oh,
sheer
hell yeah.
joy that's on his face.
Oh, hell yeah. Remember, everybody, Kim Iverson's going to be on the Convo Couch on Monday, so please
Yay.
join. Looking forward to hearing Sister Kim, seeing what she's got to say. Fee and Pasta have great questions and great guests, so keep it up. Support the Convo Couch. The Yum Yum looks like, yeah, the Yum Yum. Anyway, we've got this. You brought this, the Chaser.
I did. And, yesterday in my meeting, landlords were a topic because, of course, we're talking about homeless. And then, well, what about the landlords and what they've been put through the last couple of years? And yeah, I got to say, there has some that have suffered, but landlords are forced to increase rent by 40% to combat a 1.75 rise in interest rates. Well, isn't that awkward? Because landlords raising rent due to, increased rate going up up. Then he realizes he forgot to lower it when the interest rate went down. Yeah, I mean they never lower them, right?
No,
they just go up,
no.
up.
No, I've heard some horror stories. I think Nico over at MCSC, his rent got raised by $400.
Everybody's. Mine has gone up hundreds of dollars just in the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you didn't have a bridge to be under or a tree to hug or whatever, and I'm worried about the rent going up on those places too, and in some way, shape, or form.
No, they're just running them out of there. I mean, we're seeing that all over the West Coast.
Well, the homeless people in Phoenix did a mass exodus the last few weeks because of the heat. They just couldn't survive. And
I'm worried about the ones in Vegas after that torrential downpour
I saw that
a week ago, because a lot of them shelter in the wash tunnels under Vegas.
Yeah.
And there's huge compounds under there. And it's just like, oh my God, did they get out in time? But there's no reports. I actually went and looked. I didn't see one report about the homeless. I saw everything flooding in Vegas, but so it makes me worrisome because I know people live in those drains.
I notice I have a rash here tonight because of my lighting. It's quite becoming. Old boomer guy. You brought this. This is all yours.
Okay, so I lost around 50,000 followers since Twitter began banning bots. I'm now sitting at around 90 followers. Every single one of my mutuals I've interacted with in the last 8 years have been bots, and I've never realized it. And somebody else tweeted back, go beyond the obvious here and realize how frightening it is that there are social media influencers out there who truly believe that the majority is on their side, but it was all bot accounts all along. No one was actually listening to them. They were yelling into the void, which was sending back fake voices of approval and affirmation. If that isn't a modern horror story, you're not paying attention. And yes, we see this all over Twitter. And I've even seen this with some social media people that we've been with, or independent people, like, oh, you can just buy bots and get people to get you up to whatever you need to get up to,
garner support.
And if you do that, then how do you know what is your real support? And there is influencers out there that are starting to fill that fake world bubble they created for themselves because their bot accounts are gone.
Yeah, and I'm not going to question our sisters and brothers because they all have their own lane. Again,
right? No, I'm not quite. I'm just saying.
Truth is a good lane.
I want to know that I'm doing it on my own. That it's not fake, And I think that any of our, close brothers and sisters, they're not doing that. But I do. You see a lot of people on like YouTubes and Twitch and shit that do that.
You just kind of go, why would so many people even go there? I mean, even where we agree to disagree, not that many people would be hot on giving that kind of crap love.
My son did it to my daughter, though. He put up a TikTok video or something, and he went and bought a bunch of bots to make it look like they had gone viral. So they were partying like the night before, and they made a stupid TikTok video, and they put it up. Well, the next morning he got up and he was like, oh, I'm gonna punk her. And so he bought like 50,000 bots to come in and like the post, and she freaked out.
Is there like a bot exchange? You go and you buy bots.
You can buy so many bots. You can buy so many comments.
Jesus Christ.
But then that's why Elon pulled back from buying Twitter, is because he said when it came down to the logistics of it, you guys have more bots than you do actual people. And so he was like, I don't want to buy this company that's full of, fake followers. And so that's really, I think they're going to end up in court over it. But
there is a way.
That's really the gist of why it went through.
There is a way to check that out through some sort of trending and national averages and engagement and things like that. So there is a mechanism to verify if you're actually getting real human love or bot love. So, you know,
Right. Well, you
I'm
can tell
a,
bot love too. If you've been on
Yeah.
Twitter for any time, you can tell who the bots are.
Yeah, I'm a bot. At least I'm that's all.
Been accused of it, right, your whole
I
life.
feel I'm a bot, but it's not about getting the subs
My
necessarily.
only bots follow me.
It's
Really
bot, yeah,
understand me.
yeah. I just you know, it's keeping me out of trouble or in trouble, whichever. I haven't figured it out yet. This is a great graphic.
No, I had to bring this. God, it's so true, right? We're addicted to war. You know, I used to sit in rooms full of anti-war Democrats, and now those are the same people screaming about Russia and screw China. And like, whoa, hold back there, Nelly. You guys hear yourselves? Like, you guys have become the war hawks.
I
And
didn't
we
know
warned
there
you.
were-
I warned
yeah.
you 4 years ago you'd be the war hawks.
I didn't know there was such a thing as an anti-war Democrat.
There used to be like in
used
the
to be.
60s, right? And then they
okay.
pretended up until, you know, the Iraq war, and that's really when the mask fell off.
Yeah, it must have been. You brought a Jimmy Dore clip. What is
I
he?
did grab a Jimmy.
What's he talking about tonight?
This is a high-ranking military official who is
Oh.
calling out the freaking insanity of what's going on in China. Like, are we stupid? Are we dense? We
I saw this.
cannot win a war with China and Russia and all their allies coming at us. What?
Yeah, he did this Friday. I watched this. I watched
Yeah,
it,
this
and
is
it was
great,
this
yeah.
this dude lost his general bars or whatever for speaking out.
Can't
So
tell true.
kudos to him for doing the right thing. Here we go.
Colonel McGregor wrote a book about how to reform the military. It was very popular. Nobody follows it. That's why he stopped at being a colonel, and he's not a general, because he wrote a book that was critical of the military, and that stopped his promotion inside the military. So here's what he has to say about what's happening in Taiwan.
Administration in living memory. We don't have anyone that qualifies as a statesman. Statesmanship involves advancing American interests at the least cost to the American people. None of that is in play here. We're dealing with a group of posers, people who are posturing. Posturing is not statesmanship. And the American people need to understand something that no one has bothered to tell them. That during World War II, Taiwan was the unsinkable aircraft carrier of the Imperial Japanese Armed Forces. All the major invasions of China were launched from Taiwan. Beijing will not allow Taiwan to become a garrison state for American armed forces or Japanese armed forces or any foreign power. And if they think that we are going to ally ourselves with Taiwan, if they think we are going to intervene to defend that island in the event of a dispute, then we will be at war with China for the reasons that I just outlined. And we are not prepared for that. We are grossly overstretched. We don't have the logistical infrastructure. And frankly, there's an old adage that everyone should remember. A ship's a fool to fight a fort. You have to fight China from the sea. We can't win that. China can absorb everything we throw at it. And the Chinese are happy to sit there, let us travel thousands of miles to reach them, and then sink us.
This is, I don't know why every show on TV is not covering this right now. This seems like one of the craziest things that's happened in my lifetime. Do you have any speculation and guess as to why the Biden administration would want this?
Well, the Biden administration and its predecessors, frankly, treated everything that the Russian government said for the last 15 years about Ukraine with complete contempt. They're repeating that process. We see how well that's worked out in Ukraine. The Russians were always serious. Hundreds of thousands of lives have been lost in this war in Ukraine that we should have acted quickly to stop. Now we're provoking the Chinese over an issue that is at least as strategically important to them.
That's beyond belief.
So, no, Jackson, Kurt, Steph, do you watch any other news, like cable news? Do you see any other cable news people covering this like this?
I remember MSNBC where they did an advanced war game.
Yeah, everything he said is terrifying. I mean, he's right. He's absolutely right. What the hell are we thinking?
Well, it's on Fox, Chanda. Oh, wait a second. On Fox, Get out of the war. Don't do this. It's suicide. It's crazy. That's on Fox. That's strange. So, truly, honest to God.
Turn the upside down.
Yeah, it's everything's backwards, upside down. What do you got?
I got scientists then. I must find the explanation for this phenomenon in the order to truly understand the world around us. And now scientists, I must find the result that fits my narrative so I can get paid by big pharma sponsorship. The evolution of medicine. That's what we're talking about. It's money.
Great PSA. I have a PSA. And this PSA is to Congress. United States government official, President Biden. Americans deserve to know that their tax dollars are spent as intended. Yesterday, I signed into law 2 bipartisan bills that will hold those cheats accountable that defrauded the American people by stealing pandemic aid. Now, I put up here warning to all Congress. So I'm thinking that some of those cheats that facilitated that theft of pandemic aid are in Congress. Do you believe that might be the case?
Yeah, and we knew that at the time. I mean, it's not a shocker, right?
Yeah, if somebody doesn't get a backdoor payoff for doing that who is in Congress,
everybody gets a backdoor payoff.
CARES Act, I challenge you to prove me wrong.
Well, in this new act, how many freaking payoffs are in this new one,
Congress has been cheating the public ever since they took office, all of them, for decades. They've been doing their stock trades with insider information. And I'm sorry, but I believe that to be the truth. And that's my opinion, but I believe it to be the truth. Not to mention having their pulse on every business transaction and control over those transactions as much as they can to benefit them and to enrich them. Going into Congress, supposedly representing the people, that's not why they go into Congress. They go into Congress to get rich.
Money, money,
That's
money.
to and look at them; they're all rich. So before I get off too much, here we go.
Can I just say that every time I hear about one of these bills now, I just think, oh, nothing in that bill is going to affect the people that I know or the people in my trailer park, right?
No, they're going to fuck the people
We're going to pay more, and that's the way it always is. And every time I hear a bill, it's like, oh, fuck, they're giving a handout to their friends and they're screwing us some more. That's what I think every time I hear a bill. Yep.
Every time. What do you got here? Prepare now.
Okay, this is Green New Deal. I used to be Green New Deal. And I still absolutely, I understand climate change. I know what it's doing to the planet. But with these criminals in charge, you're begging criminals to fix what they fucked up on purpose. Like, they're going to just screw us. They're going to make us pay to breathe, Sorry, you ran out of carbon credits. You can't breathe today.
Yeah.
Is that where we're headed? So, yeah, as much as I want to fight for the planet, how do you do that with these corrupt monsters?
You can't. What I don't get is that they live by the bullshit. They're going to die by the bullshit too. Let's give them.
No, they got their dumb bunkers. Come on.
Oh God, that's going to last them a month.
Because their Green Deal turned out to be a failure. After all the hype, Germany's dependence on fossil fuel is at 76%. So they are temporarily switching back to coal and oil. But that's a real problem because they've neglected their own fuel industry and become dependent upon Russia's. And the German government would rather have the country freeze to death than buy fuel from Russia. The German economy is based on highly innovative production, which requires a great deal of energy that they no longer produce. And so running out of fuel will quickly collapse the German economy, which will cause a tsunami of economic destruction throughout the EU and the world. And the German government is letting it happen. They could leave some nuclear plants online, but they still plan on shutting it all down by the end of this year to stay green. Some anti-carbon environmentalists are saying that nuclear power is the greenest option. And maybe that's true, but none of their schemes add up. So far, the green agenda has only successfully accomplished making people feel good about themselves while they destroy their own society. The EU and Britain are actually reverting back to burning wood as fuel and claim that it is carbon neutral, which is a lie. Societies have steadily evolved towards a cleaner, more efficient energy, starting from wood, the least clean and efficient, and moving to coal, followed by oil and gas. And now, nearly 40% of Europe's renewable energy is wood, which mostly comes from clear-cutting forests in the United States. This new Green Deal is a complete lie. It's just another part of the creepy elite's Great Reset. These elite bloodlines want a new cashless society.
God dang, that is a creepy. Is that anonymous?
Yeah, it's one of the anonymous accounts. Now there's like 5 of them, so you got to know which group you're dealing with. These guys are definitely right leaning.
Yeah, that one right there looked like a promotion for the nuclear industry to me. So
right. And that's what's coming next. They're going to push that as the alternative, but it'll be the Democrats that are going to be pushing it. I already hear it in a lot of Democratic circles. People that were heels in the dirt, hell no. And now they're like, well, maybe we could,
Yeah. Germany's not going to have a fun winter.
Well, no. And this is going to cause the whole world to suffer because what's going to become of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Energy is always something to war over.
Gonna be a mess. We got a Stoner Corner tonight.
Stoner Corner. Yeah. The moment you finish the blunt and realize you want to go home and be high in the comfort of your own bed. I do that all the time.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I love the look on my face. And your childhood ruined. I'm so high, my paws look weird.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
And
when you drop the weed.
Yeah, absolutely. Ruh-roh, Reggie. You see it?
Ruh-roh.
Velma.
I've been there, done
that's
that.
Great Stoner Corner. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you. I brought us a fashion.
Yeah, you brought a fashion tonight. This is terrific. I really love my outfit.
Do you?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I look like
one of them. You look like a bottle cleaner.
Yeah, or a toilet scrub brush.
Right.
And it's got the little furry thing on top of my head that even adds to it, so you can get in those strange crevices. So
yeah. When I was a smoker, if I had that many hands, I would have. Yeah,
that would have been convenient too. You can have a menthol, a regular, a blunt, whatever. And you can read a book at the same time. I like the
multifaceted.
Is that Aquaman's new girlfriend that you faced yourself on? I know he's
Amber's getting replaced.
Yeah, he's looking for a new squeeze. I hear Amber's going to be kind of like left out of the.
Well, did you hear what broke this week? I need to reach out to Farron because we all need to have a Johnny Depp episode. Yeah. Hey, Farron. Yeah, we need to do a Johnny Depp update because some crazy crap has come out about Amber and how she's a Ghislaine Maxwell type, if you know what I mean.
I know.
There's all these parties going on in Hollywood. And we need to update you.
Speaking of Hollywood, I have more contempt by the day for Hollywood. And hold on a minute, I'm downloading some celebrity opinions. I had to add that tonight. I got to tell you, Hollywood has been shooting themselves in the foot for decades as far as I'm concerned. But you brought this story here. What the hell is Anne Heche on a walkabout again mentally or what?
Dude, Anne Heche yesterday. I see this when I got home last night. There's a report that she crashed her car and the video is just shocking of how fast she was going and then what happens after. She launched into a house and then the whole entire house burst into flames and it took hours to get in there and get her. But go ahead and roll the clip because this is just bizarre.
Okay, well.
Breaking news at 6. Actress Anne Heche seriously injured after crashing her car. Skyfox overhead when she suddenly sits up on the gurney, surprising firefighters.
It happened in Mar Vista. That's where Fox 11's Coco McAvoy is live with those breaking details. Coco.
Good afternoon. This was a very serious and fiery crash here in Mar Vista. We know actress Anne Heche is severely burned. He has critical injuries from this. Take a look at the aftermath here. You can see all of the charred items in the driveway here and on the sidewalk. And then as we pan over, you can also see that there's caution tape surrounding this entire home after it was seriously damaged in this crash as well. Let's show you some new surveillance video that we just got into our newsroom. You can see the moments before the crash. You will see a blue Mini Cooper fly by on the street here, leading up into this house. You can see that actress Anne Heche was going at a high rate of speed, at least according according to the video here. This is Ring camera footage. And now take a look at this other video that we're going to show you this afternoon. You can see the fiery aftermath from this crash following this bad crash. It all happened on South Walgrove Avenue just before 11 o'clock this morning. The car, that Mini Cooper, barreled through the house, causing a massive fire. Firefighters knocked down the flames and pulled the charred car out of the home. The driver's license plates come back to actress Anne Heche. Skyfox video shows Heche pop up disoriented while she's wrapped in a white cloth following this crash. Neighbors in the area have been rushing to this scene all afternoon to try to figure out what was going on.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, did you see how fast she was going? I mean, I almost wonder if it's intentional with her after what we saw with her Ellen breakup, where she disappeared and then she showed up 3 days later saying she was abducted by aliens, and just crazy. I just kind of wonder if she was having some kind of mental health moment.
Yeah, she's one of the ones that has 9 lives. It's looking like. I wouldn't
She
count.
sat up. Did you see her? And I went and checked on it today because I wanted to see, and they said that she is going to make it through, but she's intubated and she's in ICU and she has some severe burns.
Burns are no fun.
No, burns are the worst.
I had a friend of
Absolutely
mine
the
who was pouring starter fluid down a carburetor and it blew up and caught him on fire.
Oh,
no
gosh.
fun. Not fun at all. Yeah, Eric,
Fire
they're,
is
they're
evil,
not
yeah.
funny. Aspen
Fire can mess you
Fallen, yes, to a new CC Gals episode, please.
Yes,
Hard.
yes.
Thank you,
thank you.
Aspen Fallen. We appreciate
We will.
that.
It's not that we stopped doing it. It's just Farron was in the middle of a relocate, and I was in the middle of getting the new studio set up. So
And
we're
I've
gonna
been in
come
a swamp of shit for the
flying out
last
of the
month. So
gate.
we're doing things. We're making changes. Like I said, we changed the format up a little bit tonight. We're gonna make some more format changes as we go along. We want to evolve so it doesn't get too stale. So again, we have a little problem at HBO and Warner Brothers. They've got a couple of movies. Scooby-Doo and Batgirl got almost completed, and they are not going to release those movies. And this is a little insight from our friend, the Critical Drinker. And give it a listen. He kind of lays it down for you.
Pushing identity politics into stories where it doesn't belong, or presuming to lecture your audience on how they need to live their lives, is increasingly causing them to vote with their wallets. I think that Zaslav knows this, and that's why he killed Batgirl and probably Supergirl too, because they're both irrevocably tainted with the same stain. Of course, he also knows that he can't publicly criticise the message without incurring the wrath of the people who push it so hard. So instead, it was easier to make the excuse that the film was just plain shit, and that's why he's cancelling it. I mean, maybe it actually is shit too, but let's be real here. Warner's never had a problem with putting out terrible comic book movies before, so why start now? I mean, it's not like their other upcoming films are going to set the world on fire either. Aquaman 2 is saddled with the world's least appealing actress in a major supporting role, who's pretty much become box office poison at this point. The only way to possibly salvage this film is to completely recast her, which would need extensive reshoots and re-edits, all of which cost a lot of money. It's the same problem with The Flash. Ezra Miller is the PR equivalent of a drunken man driving a battle tank through an antique store, but again, it would be so difficult and expensive to recast the main actor at this point that you'd be better off scrapping the entire film and starting again. And it's not like Warner Brothers have another $200 million just lying around doing nothing. Instead, they're doing the only reasonable thing that they can by cancelling the films that are cheap enough to kill outright and applying some damage control to the other ones. If Amber Heard somehow doesn't get removed, I'd expect her role to be cut down to the bare minimum in the finished product, and as for Ezra, well, I wouldn't expect to see him in many more DC films after this, that's for sure. That's the short-term picture with stuff that's already in the pipeline, but what's more interesting here are the larger implications of this change. Put simply, this is a wake-up call, not just at Warner, but in Hollywood at large. It's an acknowledgement that what they've been doing isn't working, and it reinforces my belief that when the chips are down, the industry follows money more than it ever followed any ideology. Ultimately, the message is the kind of luxury that you can only indulge in when you're making money hand over fist, because the more you try to push it, the more people you end up pushing away. That's why Disney's been peddling this garbage so hard over the past several years, because up until recently at least, They could afford to do it. Warner can't, and with Zaslow on board, I think they've finally begun to acknowledge that. You'd be amazed how quickly ideology falls by the wayside once the money runs out, especially in a town where people routinely lie for a living, have all the integrity of a crooked politician, and only pretend to support current thing as long as current thing stays popular. And the simple fact is that now, it isn't. Now it's time to stop fucking around, jettison the dead weight and get things back on track. So I guess what I'm saying with all this is that while Batgirl may have fallen victim to corporate politics rather than bad production, I think the longer term implications might be positive ones. Warner Brothers may be the first domino to fall, but something tells me they won't be the last, and when other companies realise that you can safely drop the message and the people peddling it, well, the next year or two could turn out to be very interesting. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I get it. And, you know, some people take the critical drinker, they can take or leave him. But, you know, and he's hyper-focused on the message. I'm hyper-focused on politics and entertainment. You know, that's what we do as trailer park analysts. That's all you need, man. But when you start spending $200 million on propaganda films like pro-war or pro-police or pro somebody's ideology,
CAA, CIA.
You're wrecking everything. So again,
well, and if they quit doubling down on the worst humans on the fucking planet to promote, I mean, we warned them about Amber Heard since 2017. We have been screaming at them, no for Aquaman. They didn't listen. They thought they knew better. They thought they knew better with Ezra Miller. They think if they can shove their woke messaging down our throats, that we'll come pay them to be treated that way. And people are waking up. They've had it. They're saying, no, I'm not watching your crappy. And with streaming services, I'm sorry, but movies are not the way that they used to be.
No,
and
they're whittled down to 8
episodes.
For the online. You know, you said you really enjoyed Stranger Things over at Netflix.
I absolutely
I enjoyed The Last Kingdom, but they're few and far between, guys.
Right.
Here's some news that everybody probably caught, but I'm going to say it again. HBO Max is dead, and here's when it will go away. Well, they're talking about it being 2023. And here's the problem. HBO Max had problems with the previous owner from the get. Their app didn't work worth a shit. Their lineup was okay, but I've
had it a couple times.
Yeah, but for the value, for what you got, if you really, you know, from the old stuff, and they added the DC, the comic, for those who are into animation.
I ran through and watched everything in a week, and last time I watched everything in a week and was
you can do that on any of them anymore. But the big problem here is according to Zaslav, he's the Discovery guy, the rich guy that bought HBO Max, has a competitive feature, but the reason that plenty of concern comes from rumors that 70% of the developmental staff was going to be let go, and most scripted content was going to be done away with. And it's a rumor, but what really sang out to me with HBO Max going away, the biggest rumor is that the new service is primarily going to be focused on reality television. Ugh. Oh my God.
God, who's watching that shit still? It's the kids, aren't they?
I don't know what the hell's going on. That was the case for Discovery Plus. And with rumors of developmental staff being let go, that rumor is starting to gain more traction. I'm going to pontificate here for just a minute. When reality TV hit television, not only did the already shitty stuff get shittier, but the stuff that was palatable and decent was competing with this reality TV garbage. Now, I don't want to offend people that like reality TV, but reality TV it's cheaper to produce. It's very.
You literally need a camera guy and a director.
So it doesn't cost them money, and you're just filling their coffers up for not artistic, creative acting, music, cinematography, things that old boomers liked. So again, I'm highly concerned that this is going to be the direction, not just for HBO Max, but for the whole thing. So you're screwed. Entertain yourself with nature, gardening, that sort of stuff until they get a clue. So strike, general strike, and general strike on Hollywood too, if you can. It'll be
Well,
easy.
that's a good thing though, because people are going to be so tired of the shit that they've been watching on streaming services. Maybe they'll actually get out in the street because this is one of the ways that they lull us back to sleep, right?
Yeah, they do.
Giving
They
us Stranger Things
propagandize
and
us
shit
with
to
their
watch.
crap
Yeah,
and everything else. And I'm not the arbiter of what's right and what's wrong. I had somebody call me self-absorbed the other day. I'm absorbing all right. I'm glad because otherwise it'd get on the floor.
You're not self-absorbed at all. That just goes to show that somebody doesn't know you.
I just really, I have an opinion. Can I say it? Even though you can get all ageist on me. So moving right along.
Right. And I see you take ageist attacks all the time.
I know. From
But
unknowingly,
they're lose for you. You're a male and you're
from,
older.
from a lot of our friends that we are working with on the regular, they don't know they're saying it. And I'll apologize for anything I say that's rude to them too. I don't mean to, and I know they don't either, but it happens. It just happens. Right. So let's talk about this.
I'm ageist. I admit it. I do it all the damn time. I live in a retirement community.
I'm just aged. I'm like moldy cheese or
trying to
sour
work on
wine.
it, though. Right.
That's it. So talk about Trailer Park Pundit before we get out of here.
Trailer Park Funded. So y'all knew I was going to roll my own show out once I got the new UFO here. And so this week, once I get all of the audio issues worked out, I'll have Trailer Park Pundit on.
Yeah,
and
we'll work those
my
out.
My goal is to do a lot of more deep dives that we don't do because we roll through these decks so fast, just kind of, just grazing the top of everything, the surface level stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that I want to deep dive in. I've got a whole folder full of stuff that, I might just pop up and like, hey, check this out. Look what I found. And so Trailer Park Pundit. I'll give you my
and you'll
Trailer
be
Park point of view.
engineering. Your engineering and training, you should have that down.
Yes.
So
I got
again,
so much going on.
Yeah, so much going on. And we're on locals now, believe it or not.
Yes, we are all locals. I just haven't got it completely dialed and set up.
And locals is where we're going to have question and answer chats, just like Kim did, and I'm sure Jackson's doing it, I guess. But I think it's a good idea.
Patreon, because I'm going to hook right to our Patreon.
So we're going to do Patreon and locals for those sorts of things. So we're going to have
for the Q&As and direct interaction.
Yeah,
with
so
us.
that's our goal. Keep reminding us if we're not there. Get on, guys. We want to yell at you. So thank you, Chanda, for putting up with the shitty sound problems and sticking in there as well as you did.
Yeah, no, I couldn't hear most of it, but I hope I made it through. I'm trying to suck it
Fine
up.
colors.
Okay, cool.
Fine colors.
I'll get it figured out. She's a great system. I mean, it's beautiful. It's powerful.
Mercy, right? Mercy.
Mercy. Yeah, her nickname's Mercy. Yeah,
that's her
Mercy
name. I name mine. I've got Athena and Zeus here. Those are my two.
I've got Hope and Mercy. So
you got Hope and
you
Mercy.
are.
There you go. We're anthropomorphizing our. Do you have the
I
locals?
always do that.
We don't have the locals link yet because we're setting it up, Kate. But
I've been so busy this week, especially because now my outside activism is back working.
Yeah, we're gonna get it up there as soon as possible. Absolutely.
Yes.
Is that all? I think that's all.
No, I think we actually, and we didn't have to cut anything. We weren't crunched for time.
Yeah.
Our format's good. I think where we're at.
Yeah,
Sidewise
and we'll be uploading this show this week to Thurston Community Media. Thank you, Thurston Community Media. I know we didn't get one to you last week, but we didn't feel the greatest about uploading that show for public discourse. So
it wasn't our regular catalog type of show that we would put up on public access.
Yeah,
people in Thurston County don't give a shit about anything we talked about.
Yeah,
so,
and it's not something that we want to dwell on. So again, Combo Couch. Kim Iverson's going to be on with Fee and Pasta on Monday.
I almost want to come in the green room. I really do.
Yeah, well, you're engineering and training, and you got Mercy. So starting this week, you should come in the green room.
Yeah.
I will check in and see if everybody's great with that, and they'll say, of course, because Fiorella has stated many times she would love to have Chanda.
I know.
Engineering, the Combo Couch, and Pasta's all for it too. So thank you for your support and confidence, Fee and Pasta, and all of us over here. What are we going out with?
This is a good closer. So this is Seven Nation Army cover. Who is it? Lilac? Yeah, it's called Lilac.
Yeah. We like Lilac. We've featured their songs before, and I don't think we got punked. So this should be good. So next Friday. Beauty and the Boomer, and maybe Friday night. I know Sister Amber's
Friday
got
night.
things going on. Friday, Amber, Brave New Future.
Oh, Brave New Future for Amber on Friday.
And
Yes,
we'll be on
and then
Saturday night.
Saturday.
So we're almost we're on the end run to getting out of summer, guys. Another.
I know. I want to
month or
do
so.
a theme next week. Let's do the 80s because we never got there yet.
So
I say we
I've
do
got to
it.
wear bell bottoms
Was bell bottoms
and
popular? in the
polyester
80s?
shirts. Disco. Saturday Night
Disco
Fever.
was the 70s.
No, that was
the
the
late
end.
70s.
The end was 77. But disco, when I moved to Phoenix,
Early 80s.
discotheques was a big thing in the 80s. So.
Well, yeah, discotheque stayed alive probably till like 86, 87. That's
Yeah.
when it started to die off. But I say, yeah, let's do a 70s, 80s show next week.
Okay. Well, as long as you
We'll
give
just
me
put
that
it all
anyway.
together, right?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody so much.
I want to shout out our chats. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Anthony, Aspen Fallen, thank you so much. And SF Thomas, Becca C. Who else is over here? Guy Smith, welcome.
Abram, thank you for the Super Ray over there. All to the best. Did I miss the question off? We didn't have a question off this week. We're in the middle of reformatting, so we're gonna try and find something. We get nailed every time we do a sing
We
off.
take too many copyright strikes.
Too many
with sing-offs and
copyrights.
dance-offs.
We gotta find some dance offs or skate offs or wall climbing offs. I don't know. We'll find something. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend. Thanks
Have
for
a
joining us.
Great
and
weekend.
We'll see you
And
this week.
Next week. Here we go.
I'm gonna fight 'em all. Our 7 Nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth and through my mind behind a cigarette. And the message coming from my eyes says leave it alone. Another 7 Nation army. Don't wanna hear about it. Every single one has a story to tell. Everyone knows about it, yeah. From the Queen of England to the House of Hell. And if I catch it coming back no way, I'm gonna serve it to you. And that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what I'll do. And the feeling's coming from